right, let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. Overall, this group looks good with all the guys they have coming back in 2024. Let's talk about the defensive line. So they lose their top guy on that defensive line. He's now a Dallas Cowboy. That's Marshawn Nealon. We saw
Yes,
him
sir.
in the intro there. And they also lost Joshua Nobles to the transfer portal, but they bring back Mason Nelson, Corey Walker, Isaiah Green, and Tyson Lee, among others. How did the defensive line look in the spring, and did anyone stand out?
Just like that O-line, man, we are looking solid. We are looking good. I think one guy who stood out a lot and who's going to be an absolute force is Corey Walker. He is a 6'5", like 270 edge rusher and 100% dog. Like, I am so excited to watch him get better and hopefully dominate some of these other MAC teams. Popeye Williams is from Louisville, Ontario. Thompson is from Iowa. Rodney McGraw. I think they're all going to play. And a lot of them are some P5 guys. You know, these are P5 guys who transferred over. And these aren't nobodies. I mean, these are big dudes. These are guys with skill. A couple of them learned under Coach Espo, our previous DC, and the ones that have been there for that, there was a real strong culture, and hopefully that can be carried over. Espo is now, I think he's an assistant coach for University of Michigan right now. I'm not sure in what capacity. I think maybe defense, but good for him. I mean, he was like a big part of the previous administration here, so I'm happy to see him get to move on up like that. So, but yeah, I think we're looking real good.
Popeye Williams, man, I'm really excited to see what he can do there at Western Michigan. I watched a lot of his high school film, and I was pretty jazzed for him to go to Louisville. And you know, things didn't work out there for whatever reason, man. But the MAC always seems to find these edge defensive linemen that and they get drafted, right? The MAC in general has a great history of edge rushers. So, excited to hear about Corey Walker. Excited to kind of see what Popeye Williams can do there at Western Michigan. Is there, if you had to pick somebody to say, hey, this is this year's Marshawn Nealon, who would that be?
Corey Walker, man. Corey Walker. He's going to be the guy.
Awesome.
Mark my words.
All right. Let's move over to the linebackers. They lose Nate Norris to graduation and Quentin Cannon to the portal, but they bring back a nice core in Damari Robertson, Jacob Wahlberg, Donald Willis, and more. How did the linebackers look in the spring?
Wow, no mention of Boone Bonema. Really, the disrespect? No, I'm just joking. I think Moon is going to be our back, who is going to probably step in and cause us not to lose much production from some of those more important players that are now gone. But yeah, I like our linebacker. We're looking stout. I'm excited about basically every part of this team. So I think they're going to be pretty good as well, even though we did lose some good pieces.
You brought in Purdue transfer Dominic Moon. Can you tell us how he looked and what you kind of role you expect for him in 2024?
So I think he's going to be thrown in there every once in a while, just to play some minutes. I think he's going to have an impact, 100%. He was a highly recruited. He's a great player. I mean, and they'll find a place for him on the team. I'm not exactly sure where, or how, but.
Gotcha. Going over to the defensive backfield, they lost Kenai Lovely to graduation, Sevion Brown to Buffalo, and Anthony Rumpf to Charlotte, but they bring back their top two leading tacklers from 2023 in safety, Tate Hollick, and cornerback Aaron Wofford. They also returned Deshaun Bussell and Bilal Cohn, among others, to make this a really strong secondary. Hey, how did these guys look in the spring?
They also look good. They're just improving every single chance they can get when they get on the field. I mean, We got great leadership with Tate Hollick. He is so important for that defense. And I think they're just looking to improve for the most part. There's a lot of young cats coming in. We'll have to see how it goes. But I think they're good.
Yeah, Tate Hollick's definitely someone I'm excited for. He had a great season last year, and excited to kind of see him repeat that here in 2024.
Absolutely.
All right. If you had to pick a defensive player to have a breakout type season here in 2024, who would that be?
Corey Walker.
Awesome. Hopefully he can be that the next NFL draft pick along that defensive line coming out of the MAC.
People are talking.